All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another iHoopsFL interview. Now, before we begin, make sure you guys give me a follow on Instagram at iHoopsFL. So I post all the highlights, all the best of the best clips, all that good stuff from all these interviews. So again, please check me out on my Instagram. It's pretty important. A lot of great content goes on there, but another place where you find other good and different types of content is on my Twitter page at iHoopsRecruits, where you guys can find every single article that I've written for a company down here in South Florida, along with updates about that South Florida basketball scene going on over here. I post on my scouting takes on players, some recent stats, anything like South Florida basketball related will be found on my Twitter page at iHoopsRecruits. So again, iHoopsFL for interview stuff, Twitter at iHoopsRecruits for articles and South Florida basketball stuff. But yeah, let me bring on our guest right now. What's going on, my guy? How you been?
I've been good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, and I actually got kind of like a random question, but I was thinking because the interview's on YouTube, so I have to like go on like my YouTube to go to the interview, and I was seeing these videos, and like I don't know about you, but do you watch like a lot of basketball on YouTube?
Yeah, I usually watch clips of like favorite NBA players I have, and that's pretty much it. And or like college highlights of a game.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, oh, bro, I just texted I texted Sam and he goes LOL, that's lol, bro. That's what I
Um,
that's what he said. But anyways, like is that kind of like all you watch? Like, do you only watch like basketball stuff on YouTube, or do you like also watch it? Because the majority of stuff I watch is, or most of it, it's either basketball or like sneakers and an occasional rap music stuff, and that's all I really use YouTube for. But when you're watching like those basketball videos, like are you just watching it for entertainment, or you like watching for your player to like take things away from their game?
More for taking like stuff out of their game and like incorporate it into mine. Like I watch Damian Lillard. I try to mock my game after him. I watch Allen Iverson, Monte Ellis, just small guards that like know how to get their shot off. I watch Steph Curry because I think I can shoot the ball pretty well, and I just think watching them play will really help my game improve and like get me to the next level.
You said you also watch college basketball too. What was, or at least like on YouTube, what were some of the most recent college basketball highlights you watched?
I mean, I watch like for college basketball. I probably watch like the like highlights of like March Madness, like the old March Madness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
watch
so
like
you
that.
don't watch the current stuff?
Say again.
You don't watch like the whatever is like going on currently. Like you always watch like like bet like top 10 most craziest March Madness shots or something like that.
Yeah, I watch like highlights of like the games in March Madness games, but like I watch college on TV. Like I watch it all. Like I watch it live, so I don't really go back and watch. I mean, unless it's like a team that's like recruiting me and I want to see like what they can improve on and stuff. Like I really don't go back and watch those.
Yeah. So Saturday was actually even today. I know like Northwestern's playing Michigan right now. It's a pretty decent game, but I know yesterday it was like a pretty good day if you were like a college basketball fan. It was games all day. So did you happen to tune into any games or not really because you were out of town?
I know I was watching games all day that day, so I was watching the Georgetown Marquette game. The Georgetown they lost a good one. Like they were up by 16 at halftime and then lost it at the end of the game. But I watched that game. I watched the Stanford Oregon game, the Rutgers Iowa game that was
Yeah.
on that day. I was tuned into my guys, Ron Harper, Paul, and Cliff's hurt right now, but I was tuned into
Yeah.
them. And I was watching a whole bunch of other games. I could go on all day talking about basketball, but I know we got time.
Yeah. Even for let's see, the only two games, like honestly, like I don't really have time to watch basketball too much, but I think the only two games I think I watched two. Yeah, I watched the Texas Kansas game, which ended up like sucking, but it was pretty cool watching Kansas get whooped like that. Like, I'm no Kansas hater, but that was kind of cool. Even though like I was surprised they were ranked number 3 in the first place. Like I don't know how they even got there. Like I don't know who they really got. Like they have
Yeah,
I don't even have any 5 stars on their team. Like I don't even know how they're there, but Texas was unbelievable. And then I saw that I was pretty mad about the Rutgers Iowa game because I bet with my dad, and My dad took Iowa, and I'm like, I'll take Rutgers because I mean your guys are tough over there. Like
Yeah.
Ron Hart or whatever that other big guy is, like the two kind of big guys, like they're insane.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, but there's a lot of teams I think that shouldn't be ranked as high as they should be. But I mean, they're playing well, so I guess they should be ranked that high. But, I mean, I don't want to get into all of that, but
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know too much about it, but the one thing I could say is if Northwestern wins tonight, I'll be very impressed. Like
yeah.
I enjoy watching them play. Like I never thought to be a guy that kind of likes a fast playing style because I hate shooting threes. I'll never shoot threes. I always airball threes. So I'm like not a big guy like a 3 point shooting stuff like that. But like just watching them play, like it's so entertaining. It's like I'm going against like the style of basketball that I like to play. Just because like it's just so entertaining to watch. Just like how fast they play.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's tough.
And your nickname Nugget is I kind of realized just a second ago because I know the Denver Nuggets. So was that how you got your nickname? Because your name's Denver.
Nah, so my nickname, my brother gave it to me when I was real little, like I was about 3, 4 years old, and they just because I had a big head, so they just called me Nugget. They grabbed the back of my head. They just keep saying I had the Nugget, so they just gave that nickname to me. So that's how I really got my nickname.
It's kind of funny. Like you're not the first player I've talked to with a nickname, but for some reason, every single player that I've talked to that has a nickname, majority of it is like it's something mean. Like you said, I have a big head. Then other people have said like I was fat as a baby or like really fat. Like I haven't heard anybody get a nickname or something good. Like everything they said is like something bad about them. I just find
Yeah,
that.
it's like I mean, I was born with a big head, so they were like, all right, his nickname's gonna be Nugget. So my brother
Yeah,
just kept calling me that.
yeah. I mean, even for myself, like I don't think I look that much like it anymore. But a couple years ago, like I could see it too. My friend said I look exactly like Randall from Monsters Inc. I was called like Randall for a little bit, but luckily I think that's gone. But that was pretty crazy. But getting into some more basketball stuff now. Playing in the Slam 16, how was that whole experience?
That experience is actually really it was very interesting because like I was picked amongst a lot of players in the East Coast or like the region, I guess, and I was picked to play in that game, and I was very excited to play in the game. So once I got there, the room was set. We had the gear. We had our own little like locker and had all of our gear in it. And then once we got in the game, I just had to do what I had to do.
And playing in those games, like even games that aren't like high level, like it could even be like a not a rec league game, like a showcase game for like players with no offers, like no attention. I know those games are kind of like ball hogging kind of stuff. Was that how it was over there, or was it more like really good basketball?
See, so on our team, we moved the ball real well. That's why I think we won by 30 because the other team wasn't like connecting as much as we did on the court. So once we were on the court, we were playing defense. We were talking on defense. We were doing everything that we can do to win, and then that's why we ended up getting the dub by 30.
Yeah, so that's probably a super unentertaining game to watch. So I don't regret not tuning in. But were there any guys on that team that you maybe didn't know that you're now kind of tight with from that event?
Uh, uh, One guy that was on my team, his name is Nana. Uh, I think he goes to school in Delaware. I'm not too sure,
Oh,
but
wait. Oh no, it's not Isaac Hester, is it?
it no, it wasn't Isaac Hester. His name is actually like Nana.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I see.
He's committed to Villanova.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, he was on that. He was on that team. Now we're kind of. I mean, we're not close, but like that's my guy now. Like if I saw him, like he would dap me up and like we'll piece it up or something like that. But that's one guy I really didn't know till the game that we played. But everyone else, I had a good like. Oh, and also Khalil Brantley. That's another. Those two guys are really like the only guys that I didn't really know at the game.
okay. But other than that, like, so all those other guys on your team, you were tight with them, like you were friends with them already, or?
Yeah, like I knew Warley before the game. I knew him. I knew Simeon Wilcher, Corey Floyd, uh, Russell Diggins. I knew, and I think and Samson. I mean I played against Samson before, so like I had like an encounter with him before, but like I haven't like seen those two other guys before.
Yeah, like it wasn't more like Cena. It was more like maybe guys like people maybe that were just like an acquaintance or someone that was kind of like a familiar face that you weren't too tight with. That
Yeah.
you got kind of tight with because of the game. So would you say it was those two guys that you really had no clue about, or was it maybe some
Yeah,
player?
I mean, like I've seen them on like Instagram, but like I haven't like seen them in person or like actually seen them play ball or like been with them. So that was really it.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool experience for sure. And continuing on, so being from New Jersey, why did you choose to play for the New York Rens?
Uh, I just think the New York Rens are very invested into what I'm trying to do, and like what they really invested in me and just like really told me that they really want me to be on that team because I started on the Rens when I was in 8th grade. On that team, we were stacked on that team. It was me, Justice Williams, Zion Cruz, Otego Away, Boog, and I think CJ Riley was on that team. We were and Derek Whitehead was on that team. So we were all on that team, and then once that team broke up, I stayed with the Rens, and then played 15U. And then now that we missed 16U, we're starting 17U, but they just really like emphasize how much I am like they want me on that program and like how much they believe in me and stuff. So that's why I'm on that team right now.
So it seems like there's a good chance you may not. Well, I think that's so crazy to think about how this is. I don't play AAU basketball, but technically, like if I was, this would be our final AAU summer, which is kind of crazy. Sorry, maybe a little bit sad, but just like sticking with them throughout AAU. Like, where do you see them taking you? Like, where's your full potential with the New York Rens?
I think we could win the Peach Jam, to be honest with you. With the team that we have, I think we could take it all. Because on the team right now for 17s is it's me, Chance Westry, Roddy Gale, Kyle and Matt Flipowski. I mean Filipowski. Sorry about that. And then we have another guy, Halil, Chisholm Akpara, and Jake. And he goes to school with Jordan Longino. So
Okay, well, I don't know who is Jordan Longino.
he's committed to Villanova as well with Trey Patterson and say again.
Oh no, no, no. I mean, like, it seems like everyone's committed to Villanova.
No, yeah, they got a lot of guys on the East Coast to commit there. They're all really
Yeah, I've
good
actually,
too.
I've never heard of him before, ever.
Really? He's
Yeah,
top.
no,
I think he's ranked top 60 in his class.
I have never heard of him ever. I don't know. I don't know how,
You
but
gotta watch him play. He's real good. He's a knockdown shooter.
yeah, I mean, obviously he's committed to Villanova, so he must be pretty good. But is he? It looks like he plays football too. He's one of those like freak, freak athlete guys. But in
Yeah.
terms of yourself personally, and your journey with New York Rens, like where have they taken you as a player? Like, did you maybe come into the program not as good, and now you got a lot better, or something like that? Like, just what have they done for you?
I mean, I think the Rens. I mean, I think like my basketball career was very different than a lot of other people because I came into the Rens not on an AAU team before that. So like I came onto that team prior. Like I went to Gill and then I went on to the Rens because I wasn't on an AAU team before that. And I think that's when they really like got me on the map because when I started playing in 8th grade, I was like that people started to realize who I was. Not as much as they do now, but like my name got out there when I was in 8th grade playing at like the Made Hoops events and everything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like getting on those like ERBL teams, like I don't even know if they have tryouts and stuff like that. Maybe like Renz does a little bit, but like I feel like for some teams, like they don't have tryouts. Like How did they hear about you?
So my dad's good friends with a guy named Justin, and he was the coach at the time for the eighth grade team, and he really liked how I played. So he was telling my dad to just bring me over to a workout, and then I just ended up getting on the team.
Okay, that's definitely pretty awesome. And like at the time, did you know that like that was a big deal? You know, like pathway to EYBL and stuff like that, or were you just kind of trying out and like had no idea just the significance of what would happen if you made the team?
I mean, I knew what I was gonna get out of it because at the end of the day, it's EYBL, and like I think that's the like probably the top circuit in basketball right now. So I definitely knew what I was gonna get into. So getting onto that team actually opened my eyes and really like made me realize that I can really do this thing and get to like a good college and hopefully get to the NBA, probably overseas, but the goal is really get to the NBA.
Yeah, and that would definitely be pretty awesome for sure. And I don't know if you've done research on overseas, but in my interview yesterday, like reportedly, like you make like really good money playing basketball. Like, you make as much as like someone that has a really good job in America just by playing
Yeah.
basketball, not even in the NBA. So yeah, that's what I heard, which I find very cool. You know, a lot of players probably very lucky and fortunate for that. Like, of course, everyone wants to be a millionaire, but I mean, not everyone's a millionaire. Like, I don't even know if I'd want to be a millionaire personally. Like, I don't know. I'm not like that, but that's just pretty awesome for a lot of basketball players out there. With high school basketball, you and another top player, Mac and Baku, are both at the same high school. So, what is it like when you guys are on the court together?
Man, when Matt came to the school, I was happy because he's just another he's a player that can play at all five positions. He could play. He could bring up the ball. He could be on the wing. If you want him on the post, he could play in the post. But playing with him personally, that's really like my right hand man. I can go to him when I go to him when I need a shot, when I need an assist, or whoever's on my team. But like he's a very reliable player or shot maker that I trust. Uh, and also, but playing with like we play off each other. We go into pick and rolls with each other. We feed energy off, and we do that with the rest of the team as well. So, I mean, playing with him is just like another player on the court, but he's like we just connect on a different level.
Yeah, is he 2022 or 2023?
He's a 2023.
Okay, that's what I thought. And him being 2023, was he like zoned for the school, or did he maybe like recruit him to come there, or how do you end up with you on the same team?
So I think he came to Gill because you get the best of both worlds at Gill. You get the education portion and also getting a great basketball schedule, which happened last season. We just got to we ended short because of COVID, but we ended up losing in the state championship anyways. But that really just showed him and his family that we play a hard schedule, and also we that you really have to do your work in the classroom as well. And that's what his parents really uh well, I think that his parents really like admire about the school is that you get education and basketball at the same time.
This may become very embarrassing, but so do you like you keep saying Gill, but is that not St. Bernard's, or is that like a different
Oh,
school?
so I mean, it's Gil St. Bernard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean it's fine. It's just like
Yeah, I just took it from the what's the guy's like Pat Wallace. I saw his tweet on you, and
oh
it says
okay.
so that's kind of that's where I got it from.
Yeah, it's all right. But like I mean, yeah, I just call it Gil because I don't want to keep saying Gil St. Bernard.
Yeah,
So
no. I was just confused. I was like, oh, like what? I mean, I'll be so embarrassed to put the wrong high school. That's why.
no, that's all right.
Yeah, all right, bet. And you said like you guys have like a super special connection. Like, how were you able to build that?
I think just playing with him in practice, getting to practice with him and taking him under my wing as a sophomore and he was a freshman because I think at a sophomore, I think I had to take a bigger role on of being a leader on the team with like the other seniors, Will Susi and Zach Martini. So I think I had to take on a bigger role and take the freshmen under my wing and put them through or try to help them through whatever they were going through. But with that being said, like when we were playing together in practice, I told him like we talked to each other. Like if he has like anything to tell me, like he comes to me. Like if we have a problem or not even a problem or like we just talk every day. Like it's just that kind of connection.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what are your goals for the season?
Uh just to have a winning record. I mean, because I there's no real tournaments this year because since there's COVID, so I think we're gonna have 15 games max. I'm pretty sure, but we're just gonna make the best of what we can get, and with what we're getting, we're just gonna try and go undefeated this season, and then just put everybody on the put everyone on notice in the state.
Yeah, that's awesome. And going back to your connection with Mac, so like how cool is it to, be super close with the guy that's, also an elite basketball player? Like both of you guys are just, super elite, like high major basketball players, and you guys are both like super good friends. How cool is that to, be tight with someone like that?
I mean, I generally think it's like a special relationship that we have because we can go to each other for anything. Uh, I mean, and it goes more than just basketball. Like off the court, we always talk. We like if we have a class, we don't have a class or like a free period. We always like hanging out with each other. I mean, like last year, because now that there's COVID, there's different protocols at our school, and we have to go straight to class. But last year, we like every time we had a free period, we would be together. He'll be at the table, and then I'll just sit with him, and we'll just chop it up about our class or whatever. But that's really about it.
Yeah, it's definitely like pretty dope because I mean, like, there's a lot of kids where like all the famous basketball. I'm sure even you too. Like, you have like normal friends or like normal kids or even friends that are probably basketball players. They just kind of play just to play, but like I feel like like the only people that have like that are tight with their basketball players, like there's like unicorn fans, like always like elite guys. Like, oh, I find it cool when like two elite guys are tight like that. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah.
And how's the recruitment process been?
The recruiting process, wow, the recruiting process has been real well, really great actually. I picked up about 11 offers from since the recruiting process started in June. Uh, I'm very grateful for all of them and all the schools that's reaching out to me. And soon, and then I'm planning on cutting down my list probably like later this year or probably in like my senior year, and then end up committing in my senior year.
Yeah, and when you do cut down that list, what are going to be some of those deciding factors?
The factors is going to be really the amount of time like the coaching staff puts into contacting to me. But I know it's 50-50 with me and the coaching staff, but like just the way that they recruit me and showing that they genuinely want me at the school and in their program and that they have a plan with what they are trying to do with what like with me coming into the school. Also, like the diversity, like the culture in the school is a big factor, and also education is a big one because you always gotta get that education for when the ball stops drop or bouncing.
And I mean, speaking of education, like you don't have just one Ivy League offer. You got two. You got Brown. You got Columbia. Even Georgetown and GW, both very highly respected academics or schools for academics as well. So what are the chances we maybe see you playing in the Ivy League?
I mean, I'm very open to every school that has offered me. They still stay in contact, and I still contact them. Uh, I mean, there's really no like school that's really like stamped that I'm really going to right now. I'm just keeping it open for right now to keep everyone uh, satisfied and basically just not really committing myself to a school right now.
And that's definitely like a smart thing for a player to do with their recruitment. But just like even having the thought of like I may go to an Ivy League school, like that's almost like a bucket list item for people. Like I want to go to Harvard or something like that. Like not many people could say I've gone to an Ivy League school, even if yet I'm not committing there, like how crazy is it knowing you could go to an Ivy League school, which is like top of the top for education.
I mean that is it's a great feeling that like to have because being able to say I could have went there or like I would have went there is a great thing to say because I have an offer from Columbia and Brown as you said, and also Harvard contacted me recently. But having like those type of offers is very exciting to me because they prioritize education more than basketball in some of those cases. So that's just a very exciting thing to have.
Yeah, it's more just cool how like I mean like nobody gets to go to Ivy League school, or like not nobody, but very few people get to go to Ivy League school. It's literally the top of the top, and like you could end up going to one of those top. Like you could even pick them over a high major school and kind of do something like that. Not many people. I'm not saying like start a wave or anything like that, but I'm just saying not many people have an Ivy League degree. So that's just cool how that's something you could achieve and kind of like get that off like a bucket list.
Hmm.
And in terms of the schools that have offered you, which ones have been contacting you the most?
So the ones that have been contacting me the most is probably GW, Georgetown, TCU. Columbia's been hitting me up a lot. Uh, Also, Seton Hall, and then I think that's it right now. But they occasionally hit me up as well, though. So it's not like they
Yeah,
don't talk to me.
yeah, definitely. And about some of the schools that haven't offered you yet, which schools that just haven't given you an offer are also talking to you a lot too?
So other interest, I mean, recent interest that just came in was probably Northwestern. Georgia Tech has just started talking to me. Stanford, uh, and others. I can't really think off the top of my head right
Oh,
now, but that's like what I have right now.
yeah. So just a lot of like I know Northwestern's like crazy hard to get into as well, and I even know like the Stanford. I mean that's crazy. So you really are like just someone that really prides yourself on academics then.
Yeah, that's just something my family always told me. Like you got to get your work done, or you're not playing basketball. That's kind of what they told me all the time, and that really just pushes me. And I'm very self motivated, so like if I want to get my work done, I get it done. So like if I just I get myself going rather than other people telling me to get going, because I just think that like in life I gotta make myself get better rather than other people trying to tell me and help me to get better. But that's just my thinking.
Yeah, facts. And what would be your advice to student athletes that are like I'm not gonna say they're like they're very like very smart student athletes, but maybe struggling balancing out the hard classes and playing on a basketball team. What would you be your advice to them?
My advice would be not to stress. Uh, just work, just work on, just work on managing your time more often than less, because that's really gonna like bite you in the butt. But that's pretty much it. Just not to stress it out as much as people really do.
What would you say is like your key to having good time management? Like for myself, it's kind of difficult going to like a big public school. But like my key is getting ahead on schoolwork. Like for my U.S. history class, like over the winter break. So I start school tomorrow, but I got ahead on. I pretty much. I think this week we're doing something different. But whenever we start like learning about like the course again, like about the material, because we're learning
Mm.
something for like a final exam next week with like writing, but I want to start learning about that. I'm pretty much have 2 weeks of no homework because I knocked that out during the winter break. So my personal key is getting ahead on work. I was wondering if you have like a key to time management, because there are like time management is just one thing. Like there's different ways you could manage your time. So what's your like time management style?
Mine is very similar to what you do. So whenever I have a free period in school or whatever time I have free throughout the day, I try to bust out like whatever homework I have, like my math homework or like you said, your history or like language arts or science homework. Like I take biology, like I try to get that done during my free periods and like right after school when I get home, I try to do my homework so I don't have to worry about it later in the day.
Yeah, that's great. Wait, what science did you take freshman and sophomore year then? If you're in biology now.
So the way it goes at Gill, it's so you take physics freshman year, then chemistry, and then bio. I mean, in your junior and senior year, you could pick whatever science you have to like. You have to take bio, but then like you can pick whatever other science you can take, like whatever they offer at the school.
Man, that's crazy because like physics and chemistry, at least in my school, are probably like the hardest sciences.
Oh,
That's
really?
that's crazy. Yeah, my school, it goes so your eighth grade year, you take a test and like and you see like whether to take no, I guess it's more like if you pretty much got like an A all like quarters in science eighth grade year, like an A and a B, uh, during eighth grade year for science, then you could have the option to getting signed into biology freshman year. But then if not, like if you're not good in science and you take environmental science freshman year, so then like the normal path is environmental science freshman year, biology sophomore year, chemistry junior year, and then you only need three sciences. But senior year, I guess you would take physics. Like for me, so I took biology freshman year, and then last year I took chemistry, and now this year I'm not doing a science. Like I'm doing psychology, but it's
Hmm.
technically not science. And then I think next year I may take like anatomy or something like that because like the human body, like athletes. So
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm thinking. But that's crazy. Your freshman year, you had to do wait. Your freshman year was physics, you said, or chemistry?
physics.
That's crazy. Was that like not hard? Like I'm not gonna take physics probably ever. Like that seems
No,
too
I
hard.
mean physics is more like a math class because it's more like movement and like velocity and stuff. So it wasn't that hard for me because I'm a very like I like very I'm a very good math and science guy.
Oh yeah, no. I'm the opposite. I'm a history and a language arts guy.
Oh, really? That's ah.
Yeah, well, for me, like me personally, I'm more of like it depends on the teacher. Like if my teachers suck for history and language arts, and there's like awesome for math and science, then I'll probably like math and science more. But at least
Mm,
like I don't know. I've never been a big math guy or science guy. Like I like enjoy history and language arts more, even if like I'm failing the class, which like has never happened luckily. But even if I was
mm.
like I would just rather I'd rather spend all day writing than doing math and science. Like that stuff just gets too stressful for me sometimes.
Yeah, I mean it does get stressful sometimes, but I really I like doing math problems and like figuring out like certain puzzles and things.
And that's something I just can't. I remember like elementary school me in math, like that thing was a struggle. Like I'm like traumatized from that. There's no way. Like my math class. So we're online, and this girl. So I was like volunteering at my school's football game. Like, I'm in a class called Athletic Aid where I have to like help out athletics. So I was at my school's football game selling tickets, and this girl comes and she's like, oh, like here's like whatever, like, here's my ticket, and then she asked me, she's like, your voice sounds super familiar, like I don't know how I know you, and I'm like, I've never seen you before, and she said because in my math class I ask so many questions the whole class, and our cameras are off. That's how she knows my voice because our cameras are off the whole class, but I literally am asking questions the whole entire class. Yeah, I mean, like I gotta know what I'm doing, but anyways, sticking to again a little more school. This is my final question for you. But what do you want to accomplish before you graduate high school?
uh Definitely hit 1,000 points in my high school career. That's definitely that's something I really want to do. And also, if we start state tournaments again, I would like to win a state tournament.
Yeah. With the 1,000 point goal, like, do you know how many points away you are from 1,000?
I'm pretty sure I'm 300 away from 1,000. I think that's how much I'm away for to break that goal.
Yeah, and that would definitely be a super cool thing to accomplish. But before we end the interview, is there anything you want to plug or anybody you want to shout out?
Man, I just want to thank my parents. I'm very blessed for what they've done for me and to put me in this position. And whoever else that helped me out through my career, I would like to thank them. And I think that's about it.
All right, man. Well, anyways, thank you for taking your time and coming on and letting me interview. Really means a lot. Make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at Denver Anglin. No dots, no underscores, no nothing. Just straight out Denver Anglin. And I'm at iHoopsFL. And anyways, for 2022, Gilles St. Bernard's point guard, Denver Anglin. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.